Got it.
Oh my God. Nick, it's kind of like we're back in the COVID days.
I know.
We just hop on the old Zoom.
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks, not great. It's not a good
There-
look for the brand.
how did our views go with
The shorts were
like?
fine. The shorts were the same as they normally are.
Uh,
Actually, the shorts caught some pretty good, solid traction on the old TikTok and the old Instagram Reels.
I'm not gonna lie. I went to like the shorts and then I saw like the Would You Rather's. I was like, oh, I forgot we played that game.
It
I'm
was
not. I'm
bad.
not.
I couldn't
I'm.
post a lot of them.
I was like, I'm not gonna go rewatch that.
Yeah, I couldn't post a lot. But it seemed like the people enjoyed it. The people
I
enjoyed it.
gotta.
But
I can't
we're on the
face the
Zoom.
shower. That's one of the funniest things you've ever said. I don't know if you came up with that, but she can't
With
face the shower when
Oh
she's
yeah,
like,
yeah, with her little cigarette hole. Yeah, yeah. I
you
can't
come up with
face.
that one?
Yeah, I did. I did. It's a true thing. They really can't.
Oh God, I feel bad.
I don't. Stop smoking cigarettes. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, Jesus. I'll
So
have
how do they
s-
walk?
they
Oh, okay.
I think they got to use a washcloth to the old face. You know,
Makes
how do they
sense.
wash the inside of like their little throat hole? I'm not 100% sure. If I had to guess,
They don't.
um, they take like a fucking toothbrush and they just get in there. You know?
Oh God. Let's move on.
They just get in and out. Welcome to Forever Talking. We talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore with my commentating partner and co-host Nicholas. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the big news in the fight game. We have a new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Alexander Usyk has defeated Tyson Fury on Saturday, which was a phenomenal fight. I don't think you watched it, but I watched it. Um,
No, I didn't.
I watched it. I had it set up. I was glimpsing it. I had it on my phone and I had to go do something.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth, but I did watch the fight, or I watched it back. Um on Insane fight. We're also going to be talking about the other great upset news. Um the Timberwolves have knocked out
Oh,
the Denver Nuggets of the NBA playoffs, which is unreal. We'll talk about that in
yeah.
detail a little bit. And we're also going to be talking about some Misfits boxing news. We didn't talk about Misfits boxing last week, but we're going to be talking about some crossover boxing news that encompasses Misfits boxing and Misfits boxing 15 that just took place uh, a week or two ago. We're going to be talking about KSI's return to boxing.
So he's coming back.
He is coming back, and we're also going to be talking about Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson and the developments of that card.
I
Because
gotta. I gotta watch. I gotta watch the press conference. That was pretty. Seems
there
pretty
was
cool.
we're going to talk about that press conference. That was one of the main things I want to talk about. Um, but I also want to talk about the development of the undercard and what was added to that we will
Oh, I
find
saw.
out.
I can't remember. You might have told me. You definitely told me.
Big old Gib.
Yeah, that's what
Big
I couldn't
Gibber is
remember.
back. The announcement of who he is fighting, I'm assuming will be out tomorrow morning. By the time this episode comes out, it'll already be announced. Who he is fighting. But I figured that we would save all of that for
To the
later in
end.
the episode.
Yeah.
Because right now I want to talk about the NBA playoffs.
All right.
The only games that I have really been paying a lot of attention to, Nick Walk, are the Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. Because Anthony Edwards is sick as fuck.
Sometimes.
This guy's awesome. I love him.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. He's great all the time. I don't need you hating.
I'm not. I love him because he actually plays.
He's sick. Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. So let's talk about it. So the first two games of the series went to game 7. The first two games of the series, the Timberwolves won. Right?
Yeah, they blew him out. Yeah, they blew him out.
They absolutely blasted him. And then Denver, Jokic was like, fuck all that noise. Came back. Won 2 games back to back. Wasn't close.
And they blew,
2 games weren't
yeah, they
close.
blew them out.
Blew them
Actually,
out.
they won three in a row.
True. Won 3-0. I was like, fuck, that's not good.
Yeah,
Then Anthony Edwards was like, we'll see you at game 7. 40-point blowout.
yeah,
Yo. Yep.
they
I think I saw a stat where it was like that was the biggest loss in NBA playoff history, or it was like the biggest loss in NBA like Denver playoff history.
I think it was for a defending champion. It was like the biggest loss.
Oh, dude. 40 points?
I think it was 42, but yeah, they got their
That's
ass whooped.
how does that even
They
happen?
well, they shot terribly.
I don't even like that was unbelievable. And then
Yeah,
if you would have asked me after that game, it was a 40-point blowout to go to game 7. If you would have asked me after the game, I would have thought to myself, Denver's going to win game 7.
yeah, because they're going home.
Yeah, they're going home. I'd see, and by the way, every time I watch the Denver play, they seem like it's always in Colorado. I don't know if that's just like a massive coincidence,
Yeah,
or if we're getting like the Chiefs thing going on here, where they just play at Arrowhead. But like Denver, it seemed like it was written in the stars that Denver was going to win that basketball game. Just because like
yeah.
that's how it normally goes. They tease you up until the very end, and then they punch you in the fart box. Um, and luckily enough, that's not what happened. Because Anthony Edwards sat down at a press conference and he goes, "I told you I'd see you at Game 7."
Yeah.
Which is the most Michael Jordan thing I've ever heard.
They all do that nowadays, though.
Yeah, but no one can back it up. Unlike this guy.
Well, to be fair, I'm not gonna. Anthony Edwards did not have a great game.
He was there.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. They they just double teamed the whole game.
Good. I double team him too. He's a
Yeah,
dangerous. He's a dangerous kid. Guy's unreal. We went to game 7. I don't remember the actual score. But the Denver Nuggets have been knocked out of the NBA playoffs,
yeah.
and that was not on my bingo card.
What was huge about the game was Denver was up by like 20 or something at halftime. It was the biggest comeback in like a Game 7 history.
Is that a fact?
Yeah,
That's
the largest was like 11 or something. Yeah, they came back from like 20.
wow. How'd you let that happen?
Yeah, you don't score.
How you fight? You're Jokic. You
He
Murray
played
on your team.
terrible. He played terrible in the second half.
Or you got shut down.
Yeah, you could say that. Rudy got him.
Yeah,
I
got him
don't know if
locked.
you
Got
know.
him.
I
Got him
don't know if
locked
you know
up.
who Rudy is.
I don't. I don't know anybody on the Wolves
Did
except
Did you
Anthony
ever
Edwards.
Did you ever see like when COVID came out, the one NBA player who like touched the microphones, and then the next day, that's when like COVID blew up. Did you ever see that?
No.
Yeah, that's Rudy Gobert. Like he was touching, he's making fun of him. He's like, "Oh, I'm scared about COVID," and then the next day, that's when the league shut down. You got to look it up, and everyone
His
was
fault.
hating on him.
It's his
Yeah,
fault. He got it all. He got it all lipped up, or not. He got it all. What was I just about to say?
contagious. I don't
Hey,
know.
he got them all.
They fucked up.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say he got them all fucked up. I think I just said he got them all lipped up. That doesn't make any sense. He got them
I thought
all.
you, I thought you were gonna say lubed up. I was like,
He got them
no,
all lubed up. Lubed
nope.
up. He got them all lubed up and ready to get fucked. Um, had a, what's gonna happen is that everyone's gonna like see that and they're gonna say, "Oh my god, he just said they got them all libbed up." Whoa, it's the stupidest fucking thing.
Yeah.
We're not political here.
Oh, I didn't even know that's what you were going for.
Yeah, got them all libbed
Lived
up. Got them all Democrat. They got them all Democrated up there. God damn it, down there in the old NBA. If it was up to me and Nick, the winner of the election would have to solve it. It would be a boxing match,
Oh
or
yeah,
I don't want it to be a boxing match. I actually want the two candidates to dress up in like full armor and go like like fucking Roman
Rob-
like Roman Empire like sword fight. There's like a league where guys will dress up in medieval armor, like all fucking like with the big ass
Really?
helmets and like all metal up and
So they go with
down,
the
and they have swords and they have like a shield and like a sword or an axe, and they beat the shit out of each other. It's a
that
thing.
just. I mean, it actually sounds really cool, but like,
It's very interesting to watch. I don't actually know who signs up for something like that, but it's like instead of it's like a ring outside and it's not floorboards, it's like all mud and dirt, and they go in
so it's
there and
like back then. Yeah, yeah.
and they just beat the shit out of each other. But
I could just.
they can full swing because the other guy's wearing fucking like armor.
So it doesn't. I mean, I know it'll bruise them, but like, it
Yeah.
just sounds
I've watched
terrible.
guys like hit dudes in the head with a sword.
I'm thinking like, can they lose a limb?
No, because they don't get hurt. It's just they just beat them, and then they'll
Oh,
use the shield and they'll knock them down with the shield, and you got all that armor on you, so you can't. You're like a turtle that gets flipped over on their back. You can't get up.
yeah. Once you're on the ground, you ain't coming off.
No, it's terrible. And then when they knock them on the ground, they like hit them again because you got to double tap them.
Like having Herb Dean as the ref.
Yeah, you
Just
got
keep
yeah
going. Just keep going.
yeah you got to make sure he doesn't get up. You know. Um. So yeah, Denver has been knocked out of the NBA playoffs, which is good news. Because
Yeah,
we want to see different matchups. Timberwolves move on to face who? What's going to happen?
they play the Mavericks, and that's going to be a great series.
In the Dallas that game was insane. The one where they won.
Oh yeah, by stupid free throws.
Yeah, great ending.
Yeah.
It was still a really good game though. There was some really good
Oh
to
yeah,
like
yeah.
get to the point it was really good.
Classic NBA. Have a really good game and just blow the whistle in the last 10 seconds.
Agree.
But yeah, but that
Uh,
series is going to be really good.
between Timberwolves and the Mavericks,
Yeah,
I think it's going to be really good too. I still
yeah,
think that the Wolves are probably better.
yeah. I would say so.
Um, and then on the other side, you have who? Celtics and.
The Pacers.
Are you upset about that?
No, I like it.
You
It'll
like
be
it?
all offense. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it really matters. Boston should win.
The whole thing?
Well, yeah, they should win the whole thing. Now that Denver's gone, they should win the whole thing.
Whoa! Whoa!
But
Look who's on the other side.
well,
Got
I
big
know.
boy Anthony Edwards over there. Think he's afraid? And
No.
if they lose, then you gotta play against Mark Cuban.
Oh yeah.
You know? That guy's a shark. It was a great
See what you
joke
did
right
there.
there.
I see what you did there.
There's a great joke in there, you know. I think no matter who wins or loses, the finals is a good matchup.
Yeah, Boston, like I said, it has like a 95% chance to win.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I, I'm
It should
I'm
be exciting.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. But do you know what I think will end up happening? I think we'll
What?
get to the finals, game 7. Okay? Timberwolves, Celtics. Okay? Jason Tatum tears his ACL. And
Can't say that.
Anthony Edwards. Yeah, I can. I did it to OBJ. And
Oh.
hope he tears his ACL. Immediately tears his ACL. So Jason Tatum tears his ACL in the third quarter of the game. Anthony Edwards tears his Achilles
Jesus.
in the third quarter of the game. So it's a barn burner. Fourth quarter, they both come back out. Okay, they
Okay,
play
screw it.
they play with the injuries. Okay, We are
I don't know
tied
if you
up
know
all the.
modern day NBA players, but that's not how it works.
Dude, they
They
are.
get
This
they
is
get a
like.
jam finger and they're out 2 weeks.
I agree, but not these guys. Okay, not these guys. Actually, I think how it's more likely to go is that Jason stays healthy. Edwards tears his ACL in the third, comes back out in the fourth, and decides to finish the game. We're all the way up to the end. Okay. The Celtics have some free throws. The score is 112 to 112. Okay. 2 seconds left on the clock. Jason Tatum steps up to take the basket. Lights go out. The LA lights come back on. The Lakers are on the court. LeBron James kicks Jason Tatum in the nuts, cashes in his money in the bank contract, takes a shot. Lakers win the NBA playoffs. That's how I think it's going to end up happening.
How the hell do you think of that? So off basis.
Because that's what's going to happen. That's the most reasonable outcome.
That's oddly so far out there that it seems like it's actually going to happen. Like you have the script.
Last minute trade. LeBron James gets traded to the fucking Timberwolves.
You know when like something's so stupid that it actually might be real. That's
I
what
would
you
love
just
it.
said.
I would love it so much. I mean, there's something in my fucking eye. Um.
Eyeball.
Oh wow.
Oh, is it something else?
Fuck off. Shut up, Nick. You don't know me. You don't know what I'm about. Um. By the way, Jiffin texted me the other day. He goes, "We gotta get Nick walk some clubs." I said, "I'm in."
I'm just gonna be real honest. Going out in the sun ain't my thing. I'm
What
like
if
a freaking vampire.
what if it's
It,
what if it's cool outside? You know,
yeah, it's different. Well, yeah, if it's cool and I can wear sunglasses, we'll see.
it's just hot as fuck right now.
Yes.
Yeah, it's miserable.
If you get Teddy, maybe, because Teddy's just funny too.
Oh my god.
The way he talks about it.
Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. So I played on Saturday
Yeah.
at 7 in the morning. It was me and Brett versus his two brothers.
Yeah, you were telling me, or you were telling us about that.
I waxed them both. It was a great game. Me and Brett waxed them. But anyway, moving on. Me, John, and Teddy. I believe it was Thursday. We book a tea time to go out and play. Okay. I checked the forecast the morning of. 30% chance of rain. It means it's not going to rain. Right? I tee up. I absolutely shank my ball into the fucking hole to the right. Not a great look. It was bad all around. I got an 8 on the first hole. It was not good. I get my cart. Fucking hurricane.
Bro,
Absolutely.
did you hear when it rained Wednesday?
It might have been Wednesday. It was either Thursday. It was Wednesday or Thursday.
Bro, frick. Yeah, one of the days last week, because I was door dashing. Yeah, dude, it was like the hardest rain I've ever seen.
It was. I was in it. Whatever day
Yeah,
it was, I was in
yeah,
it. And I look at John. We had 18. We booked 18. I
no
look at
way.
John, and John go. I was like, "Oh, dude, no way." And he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna keep playing."
That cart would, you'd get that stuck.
It was fucking soaked, but you couldn't go on the grass. It was cart path only. So it was
I
like,
don't care.
dude,
You
what just
disappeared.
start? What just happened here? Son of a bitch, Nick Walk.
So much for us watching our cousin.
No, I don't cuss ever. What are you talking about? Um, is that my?
You're good now.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so dude, it poured nonstop. Teddy's out there soaking wet. Like we played in the pouring rain.
Why?
I don't know. And then we get to like 9 hole. We finish our 9th hole. Teddy just starts talking shit and like everybody's backswing. Um, we get to the 9th hole. Teddy's like, I'm out of here. And John's like, let's keep playing. And I was like, all right. They're already wet, dude. Like what's it? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess at
Like,
that
I
point.
mean, it was fine. I really golf is awesome. Golf is I mean, I'm terrible at it, but golf is sick.
I'm glad you and Jeff got that.
Yeah. I think we want you to have it too. You have a great time.
Maybe in a few years.
In a few years, Nick, you're going out there with us.
Yeah.
You're going out there. We'll
Mhm.
get Teddy. It'll be me, you, Teddy, and Jifster on a nice cool day.
That sounds so funny. I don't know why. Just imagining Teddy on the golf course. I know he's not that good.
He's not.
But like,
Me and you scramble versus Jif and Teddy.
I'm just tapping my ball, and we're just going after yours.
Just advance it. Just advance it forward.
I
'Cause
want
I'm,
a foot, Nick.
I'm
Dude,
pro-
I'm trying here.
just keep going straight, Nick. Because I'm probably going out of bounds. If we buy you clubs, you got to do it. I'm not spending more than $80, so that it'll be like $40 each for me and Jiff. It's not exactly like I'm spending any money here, but
I don't. I want to spend it.
you're going. You're going, or else I'm coming to get you. I won't book a tea time on a hot day. Be a nice, cool afternoon. You're going. You're in. I'm gonna get you locked in. I mean, that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna get all in on this.
Oh no, that's I know how golf is, and it's like for me, it's like either you go fully in or you can't go in at all. That's how golf is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you'll love it.
I'm just waiting to go full in.
You're gonna go full. Suddenly, you're gonna play one time. And it's gonna be like you're gonna call me and you're gonna be like, Ian, I bought a new driver. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
like, why?
I'll be like, John, I bought like an $800 one.
Yeah, yeah. You just go.
You, hey, you know how he bought
I
his.
know.
That's
I know
so
the
funny.
story. I just don't know if I want to say it on camera. I don't want to get him in
Yeah, I
trouble.
didn't know either, but that's so
Um.
funny.
Yeah, I know this. I know how it happened.
That's a classic. That's a classic John story. Like if you were to describe John in a way, like
Oh, that's
he's an
perfect.
asshole, but he's awesome. But that story right there.
Yeah, that's the perfect way to describe it. I mean, that's such a John move. But it's also genius, to be fair.
Yeah,
It's fucking really smart.
yeah, it is.
Ethical? Probably not. But
Yeah,
genius, I would do it if I would have thought of it,
yeah.
to be honest with you. Um, let's move on. Um,
Yeah, we got to get on to the next subject.
yeah, crossover boxing news. Um,
What about Fury? Are we doing
we'll do
all
Fury
that?
at the end. We'll do Fury at
All
the
right, yeah.
crossover boxing news looks a little bit like this. For Misfits 15, everybody kind of knows by now, Salt Poppy won his fight. And
Did
King
he
Kenny
really?
won his fight. Yes.
Bro, I don't check Instagram anymore.
What's going
Jesus.
on? You gotta be on this
I,
social media.
I've been watching hockey and the NBA nonstop, both of them.
Jesus.
I didn't even know
Hockey.
Salt Poppy was. Yeah, I've been getting into that.
You might have to get on the show with John because I don't know if Teddy's gonna do it. They're filming their episode this week.
I could see max 5.
It's gonna be like 20. I told him to film. It's gonna be like a 20-minute thing.
Oh,
They're gonna talk about the NHL playoffs.
yeah, Jeff's gonna be hitting me up for it.
Yeah, he's
Just
gonna be
kidding.
like, Teddy's out. Yeah, you might get in on that. You might have a good time. But we'll never forget what we have here. This is the mainline show.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah,
the
like,
main event.
yeah, no research for that one. Research for this one.
Yeah, I mean, kinda. Not really. Like, we just get on here. and
Yeah,
talk
no.
shit. But we're the mainline show.
Oh, I know.
We're forever talking. We're the greatest show in St. Louis history.
Uh,
Saul Poppy won his fight. King Kenny won his fight. We already know what's next. It's going to be King Kenny versus Saul Poppy. Winner of that faces Slim, hypothetically, according to Mams
King
Taylor.
King Kenny's gonna win.
I think there's a pretty good chance of that happening.
I think Saul Poppy's. I didn't see the fight, but I think he's overrated.
He, I believe he knocked the guy down. I think the guy he fought was like a former bare knuckle fighter, a former MMA fighter, something along those lines.
Saul Poppy kind of reminds me of like Conor McGregor, where like he either knocks the guy out or he's gonna lose.
It's a very similar style. And he throws out that he overthrows that left hand
Yeah.
because he's southpaw. Um, it was a pretty good fight. It was a good performance by both of them. And the winner of that will hypothetically face Slim, which I love that both those fights. I love the King Kenny versus Salt Pot. I mean, that's a main event on its own.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
apparently even though like it's from the interest of us, these Misfits cards are going down. According to
But
everybody, according to Mams Taylor, this was the most profitable non-pay-per-view Misfits card that they've ever had. Which
that's good.
makes sense on paper because it was a stack card, especially whenever you consider King Kenny and Saul Poppy were on it. But it's
When was
also
the
like,
last?
go ahead,
Yeah, I was gonna say when was the last pay per view or
the
like
prime card
none?
in October.
So maybe it's just because it was so spaced out, people hadn't seen it in a while, so they wanted to
I think it
watch
was
it.
just more of like who was on this card.
Well, that matters too, but
Like
yeah,
Saul Poppy and King Kenny should be main eventing cards anyway.
yeah.
And then next week or next, I don't know if I don't know. It's in June, I think. I don't know when the next Misfits card is.
June June stacked with fights.
Yeah. I know Elle Brooks fighting, and I know that uh Elle Brook is fighting, and I know that Le'Veon Bell, I believe, is main eventing. No, it's Elle Brook is main eventing the card. Um and Le'Veon Bell is co-main eventing it. So I mean that's
No,
semi
that actually makes sense. I like that. I like the female fights. I'm not gonna lie, because
yeah,
they just go in there and they just,
especially Elle Brook. And
yeah.
Misfits with the last Misfits card went out and they got uh they did the final of the Kingpin tournament for the women's side, which was Barbie versus Julie Polka.
Barbie win.
No, from what I know, she got her ass kicked.
Oh,
Yeah, Julie Polka is insane and Brazilian, so bring in
yeah.
those views. That could have been why. That could have very well been why.
Oh, Brazil. I don't. How are they so crazy about like their fighters? That's crazy.
Well, because they're not fighters, they're influencers.
Well, I know, but like, give an influence. I guess it's like an American influencer. If they fall, we wouldn't care. We almost actually prefer them to get knocked out.
I know, but it's a smaller world.
Yeah,
Like Whindersson Nunes is their Jake Paul. They put him
crazy.
on the same
Yeah,
pedestal.
yeah,
When to us, Whindersson Nunes, I didn't fucking know who Whindersson Nunes was
yeah.
before the Kingpin tournament.
Thought he was related to Amanda Nunes.
Yeah, to them that's like Jesus,
You don't know who
Brazilian
that is?
Jesus. I mean, hey, I mean, it very well could have been Julie Polka, but I think it was a combination of her, Saul Poppy, and King Kenny. Um, but between Saul Poppy and King Kenny, from what I understand, is that those two are going to be fighting each other next, which makes sense. Now, hopefully, it's not 7 months from now.
It will
Let's
be.
let's say like July or August.
Why don't? How were the fights? Did they get like battered up or?
No, they were good fights. Well, I
I
mean,
know, but like,
I mean, I
did they
I
like the
believe King
recovery
Kenny.
time?
If I remember correctly, King Kenny knocked out his opponent,
That's rare.
and Salt Poppy uh, beat the guy up, and the guy didn't get off his stool.
Oh, wow.
It was a good fight.
Have you ever seen the video? I know it's kind of off topic of Michael Chandler where he's fighting and the guy moves the stool on him.
Yeah, and he
He
fell
goes to
down.
sit.
Yeah,
I think the ref calls fight.
I love it. Um, yeah, yeah, he would go. He went to
Uh,
sit down. They pulled the fucking stool out from under him.
oh, imagine,
Uh,
imagine being in a fight and just going to sit down. Like, really? I have
yeah,
to
that
face
would,
so many obstacle forces, and now
yeah,
I'm facing that.
yeah. It's kind of disrespectful. Just throwing that out there. Now King Kenny versus. Before I move on, I don't know if Slim's gonna be the next one. Um, from what I'm understanding, they're having issues with Slim, and getting him to settle into a fight. Misfits says that they offered him if he beat one per. From what I am understanding, Misfits, aka Mams Taylor, said they offered Slim a fight, and if he won it, he automatically gets the KSI fight.
Bro, you should not fight KSI. No
I
one wants to see that.
1,000,000% agree. Um, and not only that, he said that Slim then came out and was like, "Yeah, the guy they want me to fight is like one of the greatest fucking English former boxers ever. I have no chance of winning that fight."
All right. Well, you have no chance against KSI. So
Word. Um, and now we're figuring out that according confirmed, with the Gibb fight being announced, we know who he's going to be fighting tomorrow. Um, the rumor is that it is Slim versus Gibb, which is the fight everybody wants anyway. Um, and what further fueled that flame was Mams Taylor coming out and saying, "I have allowed one of our fighters to go fight on another promotion." Now, bringing in Gibb on the Netflix card, well, Gibb's never going to fight on Misfits because DAZN won't pay him,
yeah,
but Netflix will pay him a lot of money, and being able to fight on this Netflix card is a massive, massive deal. I mean, it
yeah.
doesn't get any
So
bigger.
many views. Yeah,
Yeah, it doesn't get bigger. I know Slim wanted to fight on the Netflix card, but insiders are saying that it's not Slim who's going to be fighting Gibb, but to my knowledge, it's going to be Gibb versus a Misfits fighter, whoever that is, on the Netflix card. I love it.
then that card's gonna be crazy because Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We were gonna talk about them anyway, right?
Yes. Things have gotten personal between them. The press
They
conference was crazy.
they like each other though, right? I like
They like each other behind the scenes, but now it's gotten to the point where Jake's talking shit now. Like
look.
I'm gonna knock this fucking old man out. I'm gonna
I don't
dance
know
on
if
his
you can
dead
agree with
body.
me. Boxing, I think Jake Paul is gonna kill him. But
It's still
like
gonna be
in the
close. Yeah.
street, I think it might be different though. Like fighting Mike Tyson on the street would be different.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, like, I think you and I have the same
Well, first,
argument. I
yeah,
was sitting at the lunch table today, or the dinner table today, and I was talking to one of the Bush brothers, and he goes, "I'm excited for Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. It's 50-50." And I was like, "No, it's not."
dude, that just irks
I
me.
was like, "There's
Yeah,
gonna go one way." And then
it.
I literally I go to him, "I don't know what your yearly salary is. Put all your money on a nasty, nasty fucking knockout from Jake Paul."
Dude, I don't know why. It just irks me when, especially the older, like 50-year-olds are like, oh, you don't know Mike Tyson. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I have nothing against prime Mike Tyson. Jake
You-
Paul's in his prime. He trains with the best coaches. He's the real deal.
it's mostly because Mike Tyson's 60.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
it's
If my
like Jake is a low-level pro fighter.
yeah, he's a
He can beat low-level pros. He's already
yeah,
done it. He can beat
yeah.
mid-level pros. Jake's been boxing long enough, he can box. We've already talked
And
about
like
this.
yeah. But yeah, you
Like
said the press conference. I gotta watch it.
um Jake was saying he's gonna knock the fucking old man out. Mike Tyson called him fat. Um
I knew there. I remember that. I seen
yeah,
the little
Mike
clip.
said something weird. He was like when Jake Paul was 16, he was doing dances, and for some reason I got an erection. He said that. It was kind of
Yeah,
fucking
I
weird.
saw that
I
on
don't
Disney. On Disney,
yeah, it was weird. I don't
I love
really
it. But like, I think they like each
understand.
other because like they go on a they've been on the podcast, but
Yeah, I think they like each other behind the scenes, but it's gotten to the point where they're now it's time to sell the fight.
yeah,
Yeah, now Jake is got to irk people here a little bit now. Some guy in the crowd who was asking questions. He goes, Jake, when are you gonna fight a real fighter and not a 6-year-old wash Mike Tyson? And Mike goes, what the fuck did you just call me? You kill that guy,
yeah,
just not a fighter. Um,
not a
would you
pro
like say
boxer.
who would win? Tyson Fury or not Tyson? Who would win? Mike Tyson or Tommy Fury?
Tommy Fury.
I think Tommy Fury would win.
Mike Tyson's 60, dude.
I
It's
agree. I
the
agree.
power. Not only does like your chin go, but the power goes too, and the stamina. Like
I was
everything
thinking
goes.
like I was thinking from the like Tyson clearly can't beat like a consistent fighter right now.
Yeah.
But is there like a low level pro that he could probably beat?
Well, I think
I'm
weight
sure
like
like
has
he could beat like some of
weight
the
weight weight's huge. Like I think he would struggle against any like pro boxer his weight.
he could beat he could beat yeah, I don't know.
But see, that's the thing about boxing. Like calling someone a pro boxer is like there's some
I
pro
know, but
boxers
like I
out
mean
there.
like consistent ranked
Like
good
this thing right
fighters.
here, you see this trash can? This is like who Jake Paul fights.
Yeah. Like Mike Tyson clearly knocks out Jake's last two opponents.
Yeah.
Like in
Well,
my
maybe.
opinion, because those guys were former fighters who haven't fought in a really, really long time.
And one of them didn't even throw a punch.
Yeah. But unfortunately, I still think that Mike wouldn't get them out of there as fast as people think.
No, like you said, he's older. The power's gone.
Yeah. I think he'd get them out of there eventually, just I don't think he would
I
steamroll.
don't know.
Um,
There's a reason people retire.
I agree. I I
Yeah,
I
we think the same there.
I don't I mean
Hey, if he goes in there and like flatlines Jake Paul, I think my jawline will be like,
I will come on here and I will apologize. I
but we'll be
will you and I
that'll be
will
one of the
dedicate a whole episode to apologizing.
but it will be one of the best because we want Jake Paul to get knocked out.
I agree, but
Like we're not rooting for
it's a
Jake.
win-win no matter what.
It really well,
It's a
I
win
would
for us if Mike loses because we were correct.
but like the only time it's a loss is if like Mike knocks them out and then we gotta listen to everyone around us being like, told you.
Yeah, that's going to be the annoying part. Um,
Yeah.
luckily that's not going to happen, but
You don't know Mike. He's different. I'm like
I do know Mike. I also know how things. I also know fighting, and I know there's a
that's
reason
like
why guys don't fight when they're 60.
that's like people saying, oh, you don't see me, I see red. I'm like, yeah, they don't care, they'll choke you out.
Yeah, it does. Shut up, dude. Come on, come on. Good
Uh,
God. Oh, next week we got to talk about next week's the
4 year fight.
yeah we got to talk about that on the show. That's pretty good.
There's only two
Um,
fights that really matter, I think. Or yeah.
yeah, it's the only way. Jake and Tyson until the summer.
Yeah, I know they're July 20th.
Yep. The last crossover news, KSI is coming back to box. He returned because after the Tommy Fury fight, he took like a break. Um, and
Well, you could tell he trained so hard.
yeah, and he took a break and he was like, he took a break from everything like YouTube and stuff like that, but he was still kind of doing some YouTube stuff. And then he took an even bigger break and he came back to YouTube this week. And he was like, I realized my break wasn't actually a break because I was still doing shit. So I just spent 2 months like not doing anything. He went to Japan, like he went on a whole bunch of vacations, and he was doing like a where his audience were asking him questions. Um, and this is coming where last week KSI's trainer says that he has been training, and he currently weighs 200 pounds. He bulked up from 175 to 200, and their plan
That's
is that
not
he is going to be fighting at that weight.
no. See,
I
yeah,
don't
it's,
agree with that.
him being 200 pounds isn't that crazy, but fighting at that weight, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
no.
don't. And he said in his video, the one he got asked two boxing questions. One of them was like the video was like assumptions about me, right? And one of the comments were like JJ doesn't care about fighting Jake Paul anymore, blah blah blah. And he was like, I mean, I chased that. We tried to
Yeah,
make it happen. It never happened. I'm not going to chase it. I think it will happen eventually, but like I'm not. I'm tired. He's more interested in fighting 6-year-olds,
yeah,
which like the the only time that it matched up to make it happen was after the Tommy Fury fight. And apparently there was some conversations, or before the Tommy Fury fight and before him versus Nate Diaz got announced.
yeah,
Um, okay, and then he was asked like it was like KSI wants to further adopt it or like expand on his style, and he was like, "Yeah, that's 100% the truth. I like in the Tommy Fury fight, I didn't like actually box enough. I just went for the K, like
yeah.
I went for the KO a million times, and that's the reason why I weigh 200 pounds now." Is because my like I would hit that guy as hard as I fucking could and he didn't feel it. Like I saw that fight back last week.
Yeah,
I didn't watch the fight, but it popped up on my like my TikTok page. It
yeah,
was very noticeable how much bigger Tommy Fury was,
yeah. He was, yeah, he's bigger.
which was like that was the fear that we had going into that fight.
Yeah.
I still thought that JJ was going to knock him out, but like he landed some really big punches, and you could tell that that just
Oh,
wasn't going to get him down.
I don't know. Just bringing back that fight. It's just I can't believe the judges, the
Yeah,
scoring.
I can't believe it
Like
either.
I'm not surprised. Like it could have been a tie, but like the way they did it, like the rounds that we thought KSI won for sure, they
Yeah,
gave it Tommy. Yeah,
I mean, I had him winning the fight. I mean,
yeah.
that's just me, especially with the point deduction. Unanimous decision. Tommy Fury's insane.
I'm so bad with boxing. Like when they go to unanimous decisions, like it's so hard. And like announcers are huge. Like if they're biased, they can like make the audience think something. You know what I mean? It's huge.
Yeah, it wasn't great. But he said that he goes, yeah, I'm further progressing my style, and then he goes, I don't want to go too deep into it because
Yeah.
he wants to keep some of it secret. Which so he didn't specifically say, yeah, I'm coming back to boxing, but everybody around him is saying and talking about him coming back to boxing. His coaches are saying he's at 200 pounds to come back to boxing, and he said, and he doesn't want to talk about his stuff, which says to me, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
coming back to boxing, which is interesting to me. Why, if he's not chasing the Jake Paul fight, but I think he's just gotten to the point where he just likes fighting.
Yeah. I mean, training's just you get in that mindset and it's
I mean, I think it's just like I think the moment is fun for him. The press
yeah,
conferences, the
he's one of the, like some people when they get in that moment they shine. Like a
yeah,
McGregor, him, yeah, they got that.
and I think he was just like I think like another question was like KSI enjoys music more than boxing, and he was like I enjoy them both equally now. So I think he's gonna end up coming to fight. Um, KSI fighting at 200 pounds, I'm not super stoked about that.
Like
Uh,
he's kind of too small.
he just is not like he fought Logan for the second time. He weighed 190 pounds and he looked big. Um, and that was him coming up in weight to do it. Uh, Now like him being at 200 is, I mean,
Yeah,
if
no.
he like put that on with muscle.
And one of the good things about him is he's so quick. I just hope him adding the muscle doesn't slow him down.
I mean, like it seems like his game plan now is going to be kind of the same thing, karate stance, use a little more jabs and kind of set that shot up a little more. Because
A little better.
he landed it
Oh
on
yeah, it's just
Tommy. It just
yeah,
like he wants to put on weight so it when he lands it, it hurts even more.
yeah.
Um
I remember like the first time he hit Tommy, you could tell Tommy was like, oh, oh
and,
no.
and it's also coming from like a lot of the guys he's been fighting have been bigger than him. Like
Yeah, who was it? Joe Weller was bigger, right?
Joe Weller was bigger, Logan Paul was fucking a lot bigger.
Logan Paul's
Um
huge.
I guess like he fought Temper, who was smaller, or Temper was kind of his weight. He was still
He kno
taller and had a
he
longer
knocked him
reach.
out, right?
Yeah, he knocked him out cold. But they were the same weight. Fournier was a lot bigger than him, weight wise. Um, and then uh Tommy Fury was, by the way, the jump from Fournier to Tommy Fury is insane. But
Yeah,
I forgot that was like the next fight for him.
yeah. That's what I was saying. It was a huge jump for him, and he went in there and he
Performed.
checked.
It was really good.
Yeah,
Which is why I kind of trust the system a little bit. But I like him coming back to fighting like if he's not gonna be fighting Jake Paul or chasing Jake Paul, then like, you know, but it's
yeah,
I'm still cool with him coming back.
yeah. Well, he better not fight Slim because I'm
I
not.
think that I think there's
I
a
would
chance
never
that
watch it.
does happen. But
He
like
can do
Slim,
two fights in one night.
well, KSI versus Slim, it probably can't happen now because he's 200 pounds.
Yeah,
Um, I could see
it
him
doesn't.
fighting. I could see him fighting I could see him cutting back down to 190 or maybe 185. Um, I could see him fighting a Jorge Masvidal in the future.
Uh, I mean, that'd be exciting, but yeah, I think he'd
I could see a
not.
Mike Perry. I could see I could see like him taking some big fights.
Yeah,
Um, and for the moment, that's exciting. Um, but like further going into it, Jake Paul versus KSI at 200 pounds. I'm not interested in that fight.
not that.
That's
The more weight you go up, the more it favors Jake Paul.
yeah, that's heavy. That's a problem. Um, but anyways, those are all the news that's happening in crossover boxing.
Yeah,
Let's talk about heavyweight boxing
the
because
big boy.
history unfolded on Saturday. The first undisputed heavyweight champion of the world was crowned in the first time in decades. And undisputed means there's 4 or 5 different heavyweight. There's boxing championships are all fucked up.
Yeah,
There's 4 or 5 different belts in each weight class, owned by different boxing commissions or companies. There's about 4 or 5 heavyweight champions or championships. Tyson Fury had one of the belts. Usyk had 3 or 4 of them because he was a champion. I believe he took some off Anthony Joshua.
yeah,
And then Tyson Fury became the heavyweight champion whenever he knocked out or he beat Deontay Wilder for the second
yeah.
time. So, um, we didn't talk about this fight that much, if at
We didn't
all.
really talk about it at all.
Um, Mainly because like it got announced and then it got delayed. Um, and like the hype for it wasn't really there.
Yeah,
Um,
we were basically over it.
yeah, because like
It's been like a year and a half that he should have fought him.
yeah, we like he fought Ngannou first, and it just wasn't like that was still a good fight, but like I thought Tyson like I thought Tyson lost that fight, but they still gave it to him. So even when
Yeah,
Tyson won or lost this fight, it didn't feel as big to me because like I in my head he already saying
he
like
already.
in my
Yeah,
head KSI beat Tommy Fury.
yeah.
That's in my head, and I know it's not reality, but that's how I view it.
Well, that's the thing that sucks about like boxing or fighting is 3 people decide it.
Yeah, and in my head like Tyson already lost to Ngannou.
Yeah,
You know, Usyk is a really great fighter. Beat the shit out of Anthony Joshua twice. The fight everybody wanted to see with Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. but they pushed it back and didn't do it and blah 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 and
And then
contract
Usyk
wars
came.
and didn't have it was just bad. And over time, Tyson Fury became a villain in the sport of boxing instead of the biggest
Yeah,
baby face, which what he originally was. Um, so I
it
was
is
it was
crazy.
just like I was kind of done. It was like I'm ready to see this guy lose now. Um, and Usyk it naturally is a smaller weight. He to come up in weight to beat Anthony Joshua. Not only on top of that, he's about a foot shorter than Tyson Fury. His arm span is about half of Tyson Fury's. And Tyson Fury on the fight night weighed in 40 pounds heavier than Usyk did.
That is crazy.
Everything on paper says that's a problem. However, I was on the golf course and I was with Brett and I was with his brothers, and his brothers asked me who were fighting today, and I said Fury versus Usyk. And they said I didn't know anything about fighting, and they weren't going to take my advice on the bet. I was like, okay, I mean,
You do you?
I was like, your loss, I guess. I told them to put money on Usyk winning the fight via decision or Tyson Fury knockout. One or the other. Tyson Fury, I mean, we could break this fight down because we didn't do it beforehand. We probably should have, but like, who gives a shit? Um, Tyson Fury doesn't hit very hard,
No.
and Usyk's never been knocked out. But if he was gonna win, he's not gonna outpunch Usyk. Because Usyk's like whole thing, how he beat Anthony Joshua, is he does not stop punching.
He
Like he
wears
just
them
does.
out.
Yeah, he just does not. He's Gib. If you're taking
Yeah,
like a crossover fighter
yeah.
and you're like comparing them, now Gib is not near. You understand what I'm saying? That's
I
how
know what
Gib
you're
wins
saying.
his fights. He does
Yeah,
not stop
yeah,
punching. It's very similar. That's how Usyk wins his fights. He does not stop punching. It's
yeah.
all
They're gonna come alive in the later rounds.
yes. It keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep
Yeah,
coming. I did not have on my bingo card that Usyk was going to be capable of knocking Tyson Fury out at all. Tyson Fury's chin is weak, but his recovery time is incredible. He's
he's kind
probably
of like
got the
Nate Diaz.
best recovery time in
Yeah,
the sport. Like I've seen that guy get knocked down 1,000 times and be able and just like recover immediately and be good to go.
yeah,
It's weird. I don't know how he does it, but so round one kicks off. Again, I thought that Usyk was just going to outpunch him and outbox him. He was going to get on the side, rip in the body, come upstairs sometimes, but I didn't think he was going to be able to punch him hard enough to really. I thought it was going to be kind of one of those fights. You
yeah,
know, he was going to tee off on him. And what is it? It wasn't going to do any damage, but it was still going to be scoring punches, and that would have been it. Round one kicks off. Usyk comes forward. Tyson gets put on the back foot. Kind of what I thought was going to happen was happening. Usyk was throwing punches, not as much as I thought he was going to, but he threw enough. Then I believe round 2, 3, 4, 5, something along those lines, like 4 rounds straight. Tyson Fury beat the fuck out of Usyk. Beat the shit out of this guy. He was out punching him. He was out landing him. He was
yeah,
mocking him. He like went to the corner and he was taunting this guy. He threw an uppercut from hell and knocked Usyk's fucking chin into the 4th row. Somehow he didn't get knocked down. But I picked if it was going to be Tyson Fury winning, I picked him via knockout
yeah,
because he is so much bigger. I thought that was going to become a problem. Usyk was not getting close enough on the inside to like avoid the punches. and
Yeah.
he was not throwing enough himself, which is the only way I thought he was going to win. So, like, for 4 rounds, I was kind of getting nervous there. And I was like, I texted Brett, and I was like, if he stands there, he's just going to get teed off on. And eventually he will go down. And whenever he got hit with that uppercut, he got wobbled. And I was like, that's a problem. Then Usyk started coming forward a little bit more, landing a little more shots. He fucking blast
Yeah,
Tyson Fury.
sorry.
Did you see this clip?
Tyson Fury on the ropes. Yeah.
I've seen Tyson Fury get knocked down and knocked out and get back up. I've never seen him brutalize like this before.
So are you not allowed to hit them in boxing when they're on the ropes like that?
No, you can.
And why'd the ref step in? Because like the video I saw, the ref kind of stepped in.
He stepped in because he wasn't defending himself anymore.
So wouldn't that be? I guess.
He was like the ropes were keeping him up.
Okay,
Like,
I
remember
see what you
when
mean.
like you're allowed to hit him if he's like leaning against the ropes like
Yeah,
this, but his
but if,
hands were down, he was just getting
yeah,
blasted. Um like you remember when Tyron Woodley hit Jake Paul
yeah,
and
he
knocked
would
him
have
off
fell
the
down.
ropes?
Yeah,
It should have been a knockdown because he bounced off the ropes, like the middle rope, and it kept him up. Um, Tyson Fury was leaning against the rope. He was gonna go down eventually.
oh
He was
yeah,
leaning against the ropes, not really defending himself, and you got to be able to. So it's a standing 8 count. It's just a knockdown.
yeah,
So and at that, like, a lot of people are saying that they should have stopped the fight there. I one
yeah. That's what
thousand
I was
percent.
thinking.
I just disagree because, like, in a moment this big with these fighters who they are,
Yeah,
you got to be sure. It's for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. It's the belt that Muhammad Ali held.
yeah,
It does not get bigger than there's only like 4 guys in heavyweight history who were undisputed champions. You have to be sure about this. And not only that, Tyson Fury recovered and he was fine.
of course.
Yeah, saved by the bell, but he was fine. Bloodied face. I've never seen him beat up that bad. Um, then Usyk started getting forward a little bit, started winning some rounds, taking some points off the guy. That was a 10-8 round for him. You could argue that Fury may have snuck out the last round or maybe the last 2. I had by the end of it, it was a great fight, really really good fight. I had it either it was going to be a draw. It was very close to being a draw. And I would not have surprised. I thought they were going to score. I thought they were going to give it a draw.
That sucks. You got to pick a winner.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be a draw and just be like, oh,
You got to have another one.
who knows? I mean, there's going to be another one no matter what. There's a rematch
Yeah.
clause for both of them.
Oh,
Um, and that one, I think there's a good chance Tyson Fury wins that fight. And then I
yeah.
think they're going to go to a trilogy, and that would be awesome if they did that. Um, but I thought I had it either Usyk winning or a draw. And Usyk ended up winning by decision. And for a guy who doesn't know anything about fighting, I did, I kind of predict that correctly. But
You casual.
all right, what do I know? But yeah, it was a really great fight. It was very, very exciting. How I think that this happens next, I don't see this. I don't see this rematch happening for a very long time because
Why?
that's
You
how
think they got to
boxing.
recover?
No, it's just how boxing goes. It'll be a year. It should be 6-8 months from now.
Within, yeah.
I think
If
it. I
I was
mean,
if I was
at,
Fury, I'd want to get a rematch as soon as possible.
if you would have asked me, like, "Hey, when's this fight?" If it was me, and if it was Dana White who does the scheduling correctly, this rematch is in September. Not
Yeah,
that's too short. Probably
I
November.
was I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't watch the fight.
It like probably October, November, 6 months. He's got to give the guys, 2 months recover, whatever. Two
Yeah,
months to get back in the gym. 2 months training camp. Spend time with your family.
yeah,
Um, but I think I don't. If it was me, the latest would be November, December maybe. Um,
Yeah,
if it was I was booking, I would probably put it in November, but it's not gonna happen till next summer, next winter.
I can see that.
Because
Yeah.
that's just how boxing goes, because it's fucking stupid and we're wasting everybody's time. Um, I don't. Anthony Joshua just knocked out Francis Ngannou, like beat the shit out of Francis Ngannou. So like to
Yeah.
me, he deserves the heavyweight championship title fight next. Um, but these guys got to square that away. So like I still would do Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder, even though Deontay Wilder got the shit kicked out of him last time he fought. Just like do that, you know,
Yeah.
give Anthony Joshua something to do. He's gonna win that fight. So just
Yeah.
I
I
think
don't think so.
people got Deontay Wilder figured out at this point.
He's a one punch
Yeah, just walk the guy.
loaded up.
Yeah, just walk the guy down. You'll get to him eventually. Um, and yeah, it was a really good fight. History was made. Um, as far as like boxing goes, like real boxing, Canelo versus Terrence Crawford, that's apparently in the works. I think we talked about that already.
Yeah, it's
Love
crazy.
that fight. Ryan Garcia's like if you had to pick like the face of boxing right now, who is it?
He
Probably Ryan
uh
Garcia. Like nobody talks about him. Like everybody
well,
talks about him.
yeah, because I think there's like if you actually watch boxing, it'd be like Canelo or something like that. But like most people that like don't, like, definitely Ryan Garcia, the most popular.
Yeah. Even though Canelo to me is
Yeah, like he's been around. He's
he is. I mean, I that's why I really want to see Canelo versus Terrence Crawford because that's going to prove who's the
yeah.
best fighter in the world to me.
Are they
Uh,
about the same height, same weight? Like I don't know that.
they're around there. Canelo bounces around a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, whenever he lost to Dimitri Bivol.
yeah, because
Um,
that dude was a lot bigger.
that guy was fucking huge.
You could just
And
tell that.
Bivol went on to become top 10 fighter in the world right now,
Yeah,
which was something that we didn't see coming. Um, I can tell you Canelo absolutely did not see. He thought Bivol was just another guy.
yeah.
Turns out fucking guy can fight. Um,
Oh, I think I was at your house when they fought, right?
yeah,
I think.
it was me, you, and then whatever.
Yeah,
But
I think you could just tell the weight difference
yeah, the weight was a problem.
when he was hitting them. Canelo was bouncing around.
Yeah, and Canelo couldn't land a shot that he landed a lot, but he couldn't land one that was keeping him away. He couldn't get his respect.
Yeah,
That's just because
yeah,
like weight classes they matter,
they
which is
do.
why I was like I cannot believe Usyk actually. It was one of those punches where like it was pinpoint fucking accuracy.
So like, do you think when they fight again, if Usyk doesn't land like a knockout punch, he has a chance?
I think that's why I think for the next fight, I think that Tyson Fury will have adjusted his game plan,
Yeah,
and I think he will beat him. He came down and weighed a pretty considerable amount. Like this is the best in shape I've seen Tyson Fury in a while
yeah. I saw
because
a
he knew
picture.
that it was going to be that high punch, high output kind of fight. Um, but I think like if he goes back up to 270 and it's just like okay, my game plan is just to throw bombs now. Like I know I'm not gonna outpunch him and I'm not gonna but I'm gonna make sure that his shots don't hurt and I'm just gonna try and fucking
Kill
kill this guy.
him.
And I have 36 minutes to do it. Um, that's what I think's probably his next move because he for 4 or 5 rounds there he was beating the shit out of Usyk and it wasn't close. Like he was piecing this guy up. Now it was very uncharacteristic of him of Usyk to let that happen and to not retaliate in any type of way. Uh,
Yeah, but Tyson
until he
Fury's
ended up
just
landing.
we've said Tyson Fury's made for boxing.
Yeah,
Those long arms.
yeah. Like not only like Tyson Fury's only weakness really
And he's not a power puncher.
is that he just doesn't hit that hard. Um, but I think like whenever I think like adding the weight on would be more beneficial
Yeah,
to
for the man.
absorb because like we said, like I understand like adding the weight on would make it difficult for him to keep
He'd be
up,
more tired. Yeah,
but also it's like
he doesn't need to keep up.
yeah, I think if you're gonna try to beat him, you're just gonna try to bully him.
Yeah,
Um, and I think that and not only that, putting him on the back foot would be very beneficial towards Tyson Fury too, and I think he knows that. I think Tyson Fury is the type of guy
who
where,
learns from his fights?
yeah, like that's what he did with
Yeah,
Deontay Wilder. Him and versus Deontay Wilder one was a boxing fight, and then he got knocked down, and then he got up and he was pushing him back, and he was like, "This guy really can't fight on the back foot. Wait a second here." And then the
yeah,
second fight, he put him on the back foot, beat the shit out of him. And then the third fight was like, okay, we're just gonna do that again, but I'm gonna be 40 pounds heavier.
yeah. Just
And
lean on
then
you. So
I'm gonna lean on you, and then he really beat him up. Then he knocked him unconscious. Um, and I think that's probably gonna be a similar. Not he won't get up to 270. I don't think he's gonna get up that high. But I think he is gonna put on weight to make sure that shot, like the shot, like like getting hit that hard and still being 40 pounds heavier than the guy. I don't even know how that's possible. Like
yeah,
that would have, like, to be fair, that shot was square on the jaw. Like that was pinpoint. I don't think if he lands that anywhere else, it affects him as much as that shot did.
yeah, yeah.
But anyways, this is a long episode. Every time I say
Somehow,
we gotta get in and out of here, it always takes forever. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this probably. And we gotta wrap it up.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna get out of here. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Forever Talking. We talk nothing forever. My name is Ian Moore, with my commentating partner and co-host Nicholas. I'm tired.
War, hate,
Yep.
hello.
I'm tired. I want to go to bed. Next week we'll hopefully be back in person. I'm out of town, but I get back that day.
I'll be ready for Zoom. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
we'll
I'm
be
ready
on
for whatever.
we'll be on Zoom. No, we'll try to we'll get it covered. If it's not, if we don't film that Monday, we'll film on the Tuesday. Because fuck me.
Yeah, we'll figure it
But,
out.
yeah. But yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Peace, love, adios. We'll do the fist pump. Bye-bye.
Boom.
Oh, wait.
They say you should run away.